Hi guys, Ronda Winstead here with you. Welcome to day number 9 of Dephemerember, the challenge hosted by Barbara with 49 Dragonflies and Luise Henzl. These girls have done an amazing job of keeping us challenged, and as promised, I told you in yesterday's video, day number 8, although I misspoke, I said, anyway, you know. I called it day number 8 being tomorrow, and tomorrow is day number 9. But I said I would show you the finished before we go on to number 9. And this is what spoke to me. I actually took the stamp and the postage stamp, and that was that day number 7 or 6, one of the others, with that and the safety pin, and unpinned it to my one pocket and added it here. And I thought, this looks great. And I also went around my little snow woman and just with a pen outlined so you can see just a little bit better in person. It shows up more than on the video. And as you can also see, I did add the skinny little rickrack. So I added 3 strings of that, and I added this sweet little dangle or cluster. And so, yeah, I'm really, really happy with this. So now let's move on. And I thought today, for day number 9 of Dephemerember, that we would work on the other side. So the list shows tea and envelope. And those are much easier, I think, than the snow woman. I did enjoy very much watching both Barbara and Luise's videos and other people's interpretations. Loved it, even though it was hard. Okay, so I have taken a tea bag. I've emptied the tea, and excuse me. What I did, I know this is very strange, but I got an envelope, and this was just a nice greenish envelope, and I thought that it would work well with this. And I know this is pastels. We've already gone over that. And I carefully, with my my paint palette knife, what I did was just carefully opened it up. And it takes a little bit, and I did rip it here just a little bit, but I opened the whole thing up. And then I put this on a cloth or underneath to catch the drips and whatnot. And then I opened up the tea and poured it on, loose tea, all over my bag. And then I started spritzing it with water, and the tea started spreading. So I had to kind of push it back in, put it back in. Anyway, then it wasn't doing anything, so then I went and I boiled some water and put it in my spray bottle and came back and started spraying it with hot water. What I was trying to get was to see if some of the tea would actually, stick and stain in different ways, and it didn't. But I did get a nice coverage, and I just kind of smooshed it all around, made a huge mess, cleaned it all up, And this is the most, this is the most that I got. And then I thought, yeah. So we have our envelope, and we have used tea. So we're good to go. This is our base. This was the package, and it has, perchance, this lovely color. So somehow I want to make this work. It could be a flip out, you know, and, oh, yeah. Because, guys, this will be, I can stitch this, and it will, I'll have 2 new sacks. So anything that I put on this side, like if I want to glue this or stitch this here, it'll be covered up. I like that. I like that. So what are we going to do this way? So this is where we have to kind of get our thinking cap on. Anyway, so this is the start. I'm going to do some more thinking. And hopefully you will gather some of your supplies and sit down and create with me. That would be so much fun. And I hope that you have been following Barbara and Luise's channels. They're amazing. So, I just, you know, they're amazing. That's, what do you say? So, I will be back after I've done a little bit more thinking and I've brought in some other elements and supplies, and we will get busy with our tea. All right, be right back. Okay, so I have a little bit of direction that I want to go, and I have prepared. This paper has been coffee dyed, sprayed, and a gold glitter spray. And I'm planning on lining this envelope with this writing paper so that you can fold it out and you've got journaling a space here. So, and this I won't cover, obviously, because that's going to be glued or stitched on the inside. And then what I also did was I printed out some digitals that I thought might work as background pages. So this is Liana Scraps, I think. Liana on Etsy. And this is chapter 1. And this is Lorna Taylor. So I have this. Now, obviously, these are not going to butt up against each other. So if I wanted to do the very same, soft pink that I've done right here, it will be in a different part of the book or the journal, and so it won't matter. But I kind of like the idea of these as well. And if I use one of these, I will likely tone it down just a little bit with some gesso. So if I use this, I will use this just as is. But first, let's go ahead and work on this. So we are just going to use this as a template. And it's hard to get sometimes paper that will fit, large enough to cover your envelope when the flaps are out. And thankfully, I had this, I guess it's just it's a record journal, record book from many, many years ago, and it does allow for that. So let's go ahead and trim this out. And I probably, if I were doing this correctly, I probably should trim it just a little bit of inside of my line so that there's just a little bit of a border. Make it easier for gluing, and it looks nice. I'm not cutting this terribly well. I hope that you are having a good day. It's good to see you. It's chilly. Well, actually, it's cold here where we live in Jonesboro, Arkansas. We are, I'm going to cut that off now. That'll be some other good stuff to use in another area. But it's definitely changed. Now we're supposed to get up into the 60s, is it, tomorrow? I love these numbers. Aren't they just the coolest thing? But obviously, sometimes you just have to cut them off. And I cut on the line here, so I'm going around this to change that and see how that works. Hopefully, I did an okay job in that area. So if we put this down here, that's not too bad. It's not perfect. We'll trim off a little bit here, just a little bit more. And we will glue her down. Last night, hubby and I were able to go to one of our granddaughters' band concert, the winter band concert. They haven't done a lot of that kind of thing for quite some time, and so it was because of, COVID, and so it was really very nice. And a few states away, we had another grandson concert going on in South Carolina. Unfortunately, we couldn't be to both, but hopefully Mom and Dad were able to get some pictures or some sound, a little bit of video of him so that we can hear him. It's fun. It's just so fun to go and see what your kids are up to. Okay, for this one, I'm bringing out the big art glitter glue. I usually work from the little small one, but this is a lot of area to cover. And you know what? I'm taking that one off too. Let's see how she works. I usually use this one to refill my smaller bottle, but for today, let's just get this done. This has really been a fun challenge to participate in. And it's really interesting because when Barbara told me about it in the first place, and I found out that they're doing videos every single day, I was like, ooh, honey, I don't think I can do that. And she's like, oh, no problem. You just, whatever you can is perfectly fine. No stress. She's just such a sweetheart. And so I had done, I think I had pre-recorded 3 in total. And then when it came time to actually do them and put them on, I just got caught up in the fun of it all. It just was like, oh, I gotta do this. And I could have saved myself quite a bit of, effort had I done them early, completed them in the month of November for December. That would have been a very intelligent thing to do, but I didn't. And it does make it a little crazier. That is true. But I'm really glad that I'm doing this. And it has been super fun, you guys. Now we can switch back. Whoops. Those are my eye drops. I don't think those will work. It's just been super fun to watch so many of you and see what kind of things you have created. Just so much diversity. I absolutely love it. All right, let's put the lid back on this big guy. And we will. I'm going to go ahead and fold this while it's a little more damp so that as it dries, it will dry nicely with the fold in it rather than fighting me like it might have a tendency to do if I wait. Okie doke. There's the line. Okie doke. Okay. So I could put it in the center. Or I could bring it down. I'll probably bring it down, I think. Put it here. And then when you open it up, you have this vintagey writing paper that you can journal. This makes a secret or private journaling space. And then we have to decide what to do. Let's see. I've got to do something because, now we got a problem. How are we going to keep this down? Because, right? Now that does present a problem, doesn't it? What if I were to do it like this? Let's see. Would that interfere? Oh, that's about perfectly the size, isn't it? So if I did it this way and you fold it down, then I don't have to figure out, how to keep it flat. I could, I suppose, put magnets, but then that would add a little bit of bulk. And of course, I will decorate, we'll do that. We'll decorate that. Okay. Well, while this is drying, let's go ahead and move on to covering this up. Which do we think? All right. Let's take a vote. 1, 2, or 3. Okay. Here's number 1. keeping in mind this will be coming down over. Okay? Here's number 2. And last but not least, here is number 3. Keeping in mind that if we do 2 and 3, then we're going to gesso it a bit to tone down the background a little bit. You know what? I think I'm going to go with number 2. How many of you voted for number 2? Oh, okay. So now what we need to do is to go ahead and put on, let's see, where's my gesso? Just brush on some gesso. Here is, this is actually for bookbinding, and it's a very strong, sturdy brush, and I don't think I want to use it actually, because if I mess it up entirely, it's more expensive to replace. Alrighty. We'll just kind of dry brush this, and I do definitely want to be able to tone down if I need to. Oh, wow. Okay. This is going to be lovely. Ugh. Not. Alrighty. Oh, I don't know why this has turned me to my paint goodies, but it sure has. I mean, I have them there to use, but you know how you get busy with one kind of something, and and it isn't that you don't enjoy it, but you get, I don't know, maybe it's comfortable because you've been working with it for a while, and you can kind of whip things out a little faster or something. And so, which is great, but by doing that, sometimes it means that we're neglecting other areas and mediums and things that we've been, that we've used before, but that are kind of been put on the back burner. So this is wonderful for kind of working on that and just, trying to freshen it up, I guess. Trying to do the whole piece since I'm doing the one half. You never know when this might come in handy. So yeah, we'll just finish this out. We'll plop I do want to take a little bit of this off. That kind of went on a little heavy, I think. A little more of that showing. I like that better. Okay, so cleaning up the paint. Alrighty. I think that is going to be good. So I will go ahead and let that dry, and I will also trim the paper to the size of my page here and glue that down, and then I will be back. Okay, I have gone ahead and trimmed this paper, and I remember I did this, and you can see the difference here. what I did was I did two things. I did a little bit of light pink in both directions and just rubbed a stamp pad over that. And then I took the Distress ink, the Tim Holtz vintage photo, and did the same thing. And then I took a cloth and kind of buffed it out a little bit so it was even a little bit lighter. And I love this. I just think it's so pretty. Okay, so then what I did was I glued it on the back and I decorative stitched around. And this is what I do on my pages that I sell in my Etsy shop for journaling. This kind of a thing, which is fun. Okay, so now what I think I want to do, I've come up with a way to make this work, because really the lines go this way. I think it'll be easier. Of course, a person can journal on it however they want, but rather than having it at the top and over, I decided I wanted to keep it here, but I need a way to, kind of keep it tidy. So you can see I have put a little dot, a little mark here and a little mark here just in pencil. And this is where I'm going to make my own little twist around. You know how the envelopes, you get the string and you kind of go the figure eight and do both of them? That's what I'm thinking to do here. So I have a little paper punch, and I hope this is big enough. I can do a little bigger one, but I wanted to, woo! Shooting out. I'm thinking 3 thicknesses per one. That should work, I'm thinking. Oh, a little bit of paint there. I'm wondering if that's going to be, because by the time I put my eyelet in to set that, that might not be big enough. Okay. Well, maybe what I'll do is do a bigger one on one side and a smaller one on the, you know what, let's just do it, guys. Let's just do it. So I am gluing these together, and actually before I do anything to the envelope this way, I must decorate the outside. If I'm going to do anything there, I need to decorate that first. For obvious reasons, if I put this here and then try to decorate, you see the problem. Oh, so it's cold. It's cold out there, but the sun is shining, and it is looking like a typical kind of wintry day here in Arkansas. We don't get a lot of snow where we live now. We just moved a couple of years ago from Washington State, and where we lived there, we typically got quite a bit of snow. Now let's try a little different size and see if that makes a difference. This is 1 inch. This is 5/8 of an inch. And I have okay. All right. We'll glue these together, and then we'll just kind of play with it a little bit and see if we can figure out which one is going to give us the best deal. Okay. So, hubby has taken over the fudge making for Christmas that we send to loved ones. I made the first batch and kind of re-showed him, and he has been doing the next 1, 2, 3, 4, I think he's done 5 batches now. We send them to family, and it's just kind of our thing. Everybody, that seems to be something that the family enjoys and requests. So we try to do that for people. So, you know, I'm going to keep this for something, but I think I might be happy if I try to do them where it's just a little easier. Okay. I don't have a ton of strength in my hands, my wrists area and stuff. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm like, I did 4, I only need 3. So several years ago, I had quite an issue with this wrist, and I had carpal tunnel surgery, and that was supposed to clear everything up and be normal, and it was to an extent, but I've never regained a ton of strength. And so when I push things and whatnot with that hand, it's a little tricky. But we work with it. It's not a problem. Okay. So, what do I want to do here? Want to make that, well, there again, we've got to decorate that first. So, let's just set those to the side for a minute. And let's go ahead. Let's do some decorating here. While I was off camera, I also took the opportunity to make a template. See, and I trimmed so that there's just a teeny little bit of the envelope that shows. And then you flip it over and it does this side. And then I did one template for the front here. So anything that we do, and I think I'm just going to pick a pretty digital, and I may even, I wonder what it would, if I even did this one, except that I would have to do, no, because no, it's too much the same. Now for these, I think the soft pink would be very pretty on that. Let's find that one. Okay. Yeah. So I want one each direction. All right. And this is that paper that I got at a, where did I get it? At WSU, their college surplus store. They were always open on Fridays to the public, and I took opportunity, where's the other one? Here we go, of going there. Had a good friend that told me about it. I didn't even know about the place at first, and she told me about it and took me with her, and so yeah, we would go periodically and pick up some, pretty fun finds on occasion. So this one, okay, there we go. There are good repurposing things you can do for those of you that have been quilters. Never fear. You can transition to mixed media art. It's fabulous. Journals are amazing. Let's see. And for those of you that don't have those tools, that's okay. There's no biggie. This is just for someone who's done it, been a quilter most of their life, and they have these tools, then it makes no sense not to use them. But if you've never had the tools, then it's not a biggie because it's not an issue. Okay, so we'll get all those straight edges off, and then we'll trim the excess off as soon as okay. I could have perhaps done that a little better. Made it a little so I could see it better. Oh, that's not gonna work. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. There again, it's not perfect. Just like me. Okay. Yeah. This one didn't go straight. Oops. I don't want to cut myself. That would not be cool. And that is not recommended. Okay. So now we can go ahead and put those away and grab our paper scissors. Oh my gosh, I cannot see where this was. All right. Definitely note to self, be better about making a line that you can follow. Let's see if this will work. Okay, that will work. Oh, it's really been an interesting journey. This scrapbooking, journal keeping, it really has. It's been such a blessing in my life, honestly, you guys. And tomorrow I have my CT scan, CT scan? You'd think I would pay closer attention to all of that stuff, but I don't. And the reason I don't is, it is what it is, right? But I don't need to just focus on that. Might not be so joyful. And I like to be joyful. No, I take care of myself. It's not like I'm, don't know what's going on or anything like that. But I do struggle with specifics and names and times and that kind of thing. I have the overall pretty well down, but some of the smaller details, not so much. Okay, so I think that's going to be good. Now, what I want to do is ink these up. So let's do this again. I will ink around the edges here and ink around the edges on my tea-dyed envelope, tea, and glue these on, and then I think we'll be ready for the next step. I'll be right back. Okay, so with the magic of, not television, with the magic of videos, you didn't have to wait very long. Okay, so I have gone ahead and I edged around everything, inked it, and have put the decorative paper on. We're ready to glue that on pretty soon. So the next step will be attaching our little thingies. Thingies, that's a very technical term. What are they, you ask? Well, you just have to watch and see. Now, I did have this. I did have this marked, and then, of course, when I covered it up, that covered up the mark. So let's just do that. And let's see about getting this done. Okay, first of all, I do want to change these. I don't want them to be, necessarily this color. But I don't know that I want them pink either. What can we do? What if we pulled in a little bit from, I'm reaching over here to one of my other papers. Let's see. Sometimes it's just tough to figure out exactly where you want to go with something. I think I like this. So let's go ahead and see if we can. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Let's trim that a little bit. Wonder, do we want wood? Nah, I don't think I do want it there. I was thinking maybe on the poinsettia. Well, and we can give that a try, I guess. Let's give it a try. See if we like it. We could do this on here and this on here. Okay, that doesn't look bad. I mean, you could put many things on there and they would also look very good. This is just what I will do. And let's see, sorry, that's out of frame. And this is just barely in frame. Okay. By the way, when I watched Luise's video, I was just like blown away at her artistic skills. My wordy. That gal can draw, paint, and all that good stuff. I had such an interesting time doing my snow woman, and she just knocked it out of the park just like that. Both she and Barbara just super creative, which is wonderful. Let's excuse me. Let me get a drink. My mouth mouth is getting dry. All right, so I am just rubbing this around on my ink pad. It'd probably be easier if I just sponge daubed it with my little sponge dauber, but now I'm sort of like, well, I started it this way, so I need to continue. It's like it's a mission for me now. Oh, okay, well, let's do one more. Round the circle we go. And this is nice and sturdy with 3 thicknesses of this heavy cardstock that I have. It gives a really nice, strong little circle here. These would also make excellent buttons, you know. Okay, so let me grab my tools that are not recommended. Boom, look at my hammer. I do not use my crocodile. I have one. I don't like it. Now, it may be that I got a bum. I bought it new, but it's possible that, you know, it just, oh no, just didn't work the way it should. I always had trouble with it. And I'd had these that I'm using, I'd had them for many years and had been, you know, doing fine with them. And so it was like, well, why do I want to try and do something completely, I hope I'm not in your way. I'm trying to kind of get that sort of in the center. Okay, let's do it one more time. Anyway, I just found it, for me personally, it was difficult. And so I went back to my original and have been happy ever since. Relatively speaking, you know. Let's see. I think I'm gonna do white. Little eyelets. You know what surprised me? If any of you have some great places that you purchase your these little guys. Ooh, see what I almost did? That was almost really bad. I was trying to put it in upside down. All right, get in there, you little guy. Get in there. Okay. And now, wait a minute. Wait. Set that out of the way. I think I probably do want the string to tie on this side. So I'm also going to add some pink. We'll just cut a whole bunch and then we can just cut off whatever we don't use. And it's easier to do that if you have than if you don't. Does that make sense? Okay, so with this in mind, I'm going to put this right kind of in the way, sorta, kinda. Just kinda right there. And then we'll put this in And I will poke it through. We'll turn it over. We're a little off. Come on. Okay. Now this isn't a guarantee that that's going to make it to where it's attached really well, but it may help. So we'll put our other little tool here and do that. So then when we turn it over, okay, so we have these. Okay, that's going to be nice. See how well that goes around? Okay, and I know that's a little fiddly to show, but it does work. It does work, my friends. Okay, so now want to double check. One thing that you do have to kind of be careful of, you guys, when you're doing something like this, you have to make sure that these two aren't going to like be on top of each other. So you need to have a little bit of space, and preferably you want them so that they're in line with each other, so it's not like swampish, you know, kind of weird like that, unless you're doing deliberately something of that nature. Okay, so we'll go ahead with that one. Let's get our other little button. Who's got the button? And let's see, I think that little spot right here is going to be my center. Close, anyway. Okay. So we will put this down in like so. Let's do our writing so it's right side up. Come on. Let's just double check it. Wait a minute. Oh, where did it go? Like, okay. Oh, those little buggers, they're little. It ran away. It's like, no, I don't want to leave you. I don't want to go somewhere else. I'm staying here with my buds. And I'm like, you are needed, my friend. Your number has been called. All right, where's the other? Kind of got a mess here. And now I put this one, and there you go. Okay, so let's see how this is going. So what we can do, this is a nice little journal spot, and when I glue this in, then you'll see that this will wrap around. Wrap around, come on, wrap. You just have to work it just a little bit, but it will. And I can kind of like try to pop these up just a little bit, turn them so that they sort of have a little tilt up. Oh, that's going to be fun, isn't it? All right, you guys, this is fun. Oh my word. Okay. So, this part is great. Now, what we want to do, let's put our medieval tools away. And I know the crocodile is so much more civilized, isn't it? So now what we need to do before we glue it is to decorate this part. And I have already picked out some papers and whatnot that I want to use. Now here is a piece of fabric. I love this, and I think that's going to go really nicely there. But what I'm going to do first is glue this area with the glue stick, put this down, and then I'm going to stitch around it to give it added strength. Oh, how weird. Look at that. Look what my glue is doing. Oh, no. She said she's running out of glue. Guess I'll just have to pick up a new glue stick. Well, I have some already, but okay. This is a piece of chintz fabric. It's quite old. It's very vintage. Used to be very popular in the 70s, and I'm not sure about the 80s, but yeah. So I've got that, and then I'm going to put this on. And I will glue this, but I'm going to stitch around the fabric. So I will be right back. Okay, we have stitched all around there. I will go ahead and tie my threads off, and I will burnish this. I like to do that too. And I had to change or rethread my machine. Okay, it's over here. So there's an area there where I did that I need to fix, and then bring these threads from the front to the back. And yeah, this will make it so that they are journaling. You've got this thread, but I think that that can be worked around. You can certainly journal all around it, and it still gives you a pretty good amount of space to work with. And of course, you can slip other papers in, so that's not an issue. Okay, so now we're finally ready to glue this, and for this I think we'll do the art glitter glue. That should take care of it, do just fine. When I stitch these 2 pages to the inside 2 pages, when they are done, then that will also stitch along here so that this gets done doubly. That'll be doubly strong, so that'll be wonderful. Okay, so I want this to be, or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler. All right. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put our little tag to glue that on here. So we'll go ahead and just glue that down. You can add more stuff. You can put some more goodies. You can add some more fabric, some more collaging behind this tag, a little bit on top of it. Those are always great options to use. I'm just putting this, just kind of centering this one. I like. And of course, this is the way it'll show. So now what you've got is you've got this fun, and I don't think we need to have a bunch. I guess I could do, yeah. I'll just do it this way, and whoever ends up getting this, they can do it as they see fit. They can trim it. Okay. So, what have we got so far? Let's calm down. All right. So, we have the tea-dyed. The envelope was tea-dyed, and the envelope is what we're working on. I'm likely to put, I think this might be another good spot for some journaling. just to put some journaling, some lined paper. And I will do that, but not in this video. I'll take a look at it and see what it needs, you know, at that time. All right, guys, this is it for day 9 of Dephemerember. Thank you for joining me. Obviously, you need to go check out Barbara of 49 Dragonflies and Luise Henzl, their videos. This is their collaboration, and I'm just joining in, having some fun. I know a lot of you are doing this as well. I hope this has been inspiring. I love you guys and want you to know how important you are. So that's it. Until next video, guys, please, please, please have a fabulous day. Bye-bye now.